Here we have a new 2025 Toyota Corolla Cross. This one comes in the XLE trim level with all-wheel drive. Celestite gray metallic is the paint color, and then we have black Softex interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2.0 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, made it to a CVT. But as we come around to the front end here, LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. And I like how this one is equipped. Very nice front fascia here with LEDs throughout. And it really does look like a crossover. Down here, 18-inch alloy wheels. Passive keyless entry on the front. Now we do get one touch up and down on the driver's side, express down on the other 3 doors, power door lock controls, rear window lock, power mirror controls. Those mirrors are heated and we do have blind spot monitors in them. Auto high beams. We do get a power lift gate with this one. I'll show you the window sticker. Hood release is there. We get a manual tilt, telescoping steering wheel. All-weather floor mats here. And then here's our power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. So nice looking interior here, right off the bat in my opinion. I want to give a big thanks to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this Corolla Cross today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Gonna try and squeeze in here. So there's my leg room there. Not the best, but it is a Corolla still. Seat back pocket on the passenger side. You do get 2 USB-C charge ports down there. Rear AC vents are here. And there's a look at the front from back here. Might be kind of hard to get out of here. Middle seat, hold that down. You do get the bottle holders in this one. And I like that we have the nice dome lights throughout. Well, let's make our way towards the back. Child locks are here. And there's your gas cap release. So it is lockable for those of you that like having that functionality as opposed to when the people can just push. Now to the back end here, we do get LED tail lamps, which is nice. And it really does, the more you look at this car, it really does look like a Corolla, just as a crossover. Now the space, in my opinion, you're not really seeing that much of a difference, but you do get something that looks nice, a little higher, so a bit more room to stack stuff up if you need to. Better for taller people in terms of the headroom. And then you can use the cover here, the cargo cover, if you so choose. Now this does have the JBL sound system, so there's your subwoofer in the back. See if I can lift this up. Spare tire underneath there. Like how the storage compartment's in there too. And I'm surprised that the amp isn't taking up the space there, so that's nice. And I love the side pockets here as well. This is something that's interesting. You can line the entire side here because there's a barrier here, as well as this side. You just have so much additional storage. Now, as we come around to the rear passenger side, if you want to fold the seat down, click here. Folds completely flat. You can run longer objects through to the front. Top tethers are right in there. And then your bottom anchors are covered behind those pieces there. Now to the window sticker, you all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. Sorry for the glare. So these are all the standard features, and then you come over here and you get quite a bit in terms of the options on this one. Convenience package, the JBL system, and then these adaptive headlights, which are really nice. But sticker price with all of that is $34,589. And pretty good fuel economy for a non-hybrid 29 city, 31 highway. Front passenger seat, 4-way manual. And then your glove compartment is in there, owner's manuals. Cut this down. Now, as we come back around to the front end, just gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. But there's that 2-liter 4-cylinder. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. And then there are the crossbars that are included on this one in particular. Ow, sheesh. All right, so again, manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. There's the horn. And that's interesting. I just now noticed this because I about tore it off with my leg, but this, where it kind of pokes out, really is pretty intrusive on the space you get when getting in the vehicle. So just wanted to point that out. And to the radio here, we do get AM, FM, XM. Then we also get Apple Music, Amazon Music, all of that. Bluetooth audio, CarPlay, Android Auto. And then the navigation subscription, you have the option to use that as well. But a pretty simple radio. You can set up your date and time here, as well as your language and units. Backup cameras here. We do have the guidelines that follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then our volume knob is here. You can cut that on or off and then click for the source audio to just turn it off. Hazards. Dual zone automatic climate controls. We also have the eco setting there. You can adjust your fan speed here, fan direction, defrosters, cut the whole system off. 2-stage heated seats for the front, USB-C port that runs off the radio. The wireless charging pad back in there. Traction control, you can toggle that as well as your auto stop. And then for the shifter, hit the brake and then pull this lever, reverse, neutral drive. You can come over here and you can get those simulated shifts with the CVT, kind of a manual mode. And then automatic brake holds here, and then you have an electronic parking brake. Pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Bottle holders are in there. Center console cubby space, you get a 12-volt and a USB-C charge port. And then all of your sunroof controls and your light controls are right here. You can tilt or slide this roof. So there's a one-touch slide there. And then hit it a second time, goes all the way back. There's a look at the back seat from up here. And something else I noticed, I like the headliner. Even though it's not super expensive looking, it does, or expensive feeling, it does look nice. I like how that goes with the black throughout. Now back to the steering wheel. Blinkers are here, high beams, fog lights, and then you have the autos. Over here, we do get our intermittent wipers, one time off, intermittent low, high. We can adjust that intermittent frequency here, and then our rear wiper is there. But push back for the rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front wiper fluid. Over here, Bluetooth control. These 4 arrows go through the gauge cluster, and we can change our settings there by holding the OK button depending on where we are. And then volume controls, voice recognition, track list, a radio station preset toggle. This mode button goes through the audio sources that are available. And then the rest of this is part of your safety sense. So we do get the cruise control. We can change that from adaptive to standard with a push of a button, which a lot more people need to be doing this, but Toyota kind of has it down pat with that. Gap adjust for the adaptive, and then we have the driving support, so that'll activate the lane centering as well as the adaptive cruise while on the highway. And then if you want to change your trip meter here, just click this. You have a few different viewpoints there. Again, JBL sound system, so that's where the plate is for the front, so you can see that it actually does have the upgraded sound system. The tweeters are up here. Then push button starts here. Finally, here's the key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Toyota Corolla Cross out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Corolla Cross here, the pickup is surprisingly good. And I feel like that's one of the reasons that you see the upgraded 2-liter in the Nissan Kicks, which I think is the most direct competitor with this car particularly. And you can see it kind of with the Versa, how The Versa does have more of a Corolla feel to it, and the Kicks is basically an upgraded Versa. You have the same thing with the Corolla and the Corolla Cross. So really liking how Toyota equipped this vehicle with the 2-liter 4-cylinder. Now there's some kind of barcode sticker or whatever that's flapping, so I apologize if that's coming through the mic. But it's really the only sound I'm hearing out of the ordinary with this vehicle, so nothing that the car is actually doing itself. But the ride is surprisingly composed as I come down this stretch of road here, where certain vehicles take it a bit rough. Now the overall feel from the driver's seat is really nice. I'm able to reach everything relatively easily. Of course, I have a pretty big wingspan, but even shorter people with shorter arms, shorter legs won't have issue driving this. And what's crazy is, even with the moonroof, my headroom is very good. The seat is just wide enough to fit my wider stature. If I were any wider, I'd be sleeping over the sides, but still impressive for me to be in this kind of vehicle and still be able to fit completely on the seat. And overall, the sound acoustics in here are really good as well. Even though it's a smaller vehicle, it's not a Tahoe, it's not a Sequoia, you're not expecting to have a very plush ride coming down the road. It's pretty solid in terms of the ride quality and the sound acoustics, even on this rougher patch of road that a lot of 18-wheelers drive on a regular basis. Like the view of the gauge cluster, you have your typical, more, I guess, analog gauges for the engine temperature and the fuel meter, but everything being digital in the middle is really nice. And I like that you have the speedometer right there in the middle, but you still have the tachometer on the ring around the outside. I think that was pretty tasteful. Now for the drive modes, since you don't have a selector of sorts, basically your throttle response is what determines whether you're in eco mode or a normal mode. And then if you go into the manual mode where you get those simulated shifts with the CVT, you're able to use that as well. Let's give it a try here. Here we go. So I find it to be relatively quick. So to put this into the actual driving support system that you have available here, you have to go adaptive cruise, hit this button here, and then it'll show you that the adaptive cruise mode is active. Now in terms of the safety system you get here, you do get the lane centering as well as the adaptive cruise control. It's just a weird setup here as opposed to the other Toyotas. You have to actually put the driving support on, and then you have the lane centering as well. So you have to actually click each of those to make sure everything is on so that it'll work properly, if that makes sense. And I've had issues with this in a lot of the newer Toyotas, like the 24s, I think, 25s, maybe even some of the 23s, where they put this new driving support button for the Safety Sense 3.0. But once you get used to it, it makes a lot of sense, because you can actually drive with just the adaptive cruise on without having to have the full suite going and having to adjust everything in the instrument cluster to get it the way you want. You can just do adaptive or normal, and then you can just turn the lane centering on or off. So makes a lot of sense. Now I want to give a big thanks to John Roberts Toyota one more time for allowing me to review this Corolla Cross today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But as I've gotten to know the Corolla Cross over this test drive, it really is a good deal for what you get. You have your lane centering, you have your adaptive cruise control, you have the sunroof, the JBL system, blind spot monitors, heated seats, the dual zone climate controls, and then you even have things like the power seat for the driver. And then even though the infotainment system is just a tad dated for what it is, it still has nice colors and is easy to use, very easy to use. And honestly, the 4-cylinder with a CVT is relatively quick for the segment. It feels about as fast as a Trax, maybe even a bit quicker than the Kicks. And I actually like that it's not screaming at you under harsh throttle like the Trax and the outgoing Kicks that have the 1.6 liter in it. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Toyota Corolla Cross XLE with all-wheel drive.